Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Tazria. And with this parsha, we begin a long period of time where we are concerned about our speech, purity of speech. Usually, those two chapters where we describe what we call tzarat, leprosy, we read during the period of Sfiras HaOmer, 49 days between Passover and Shavuot, where we are very scrupulous about what we say, how we say, and what we are talking about. But this year, it's a Jewish leap year. That's why those two chapters that talks about leprosy, mostly leprosy, we read prior to Passover, and it prolongs the period where we discussing the purity of our speech. But let's make an order in the things, how the leprosy connected to the purity of speech in a proper way of conversing. Our sages learn from the different analysis from different parts of the Torah. First of all, Moshe, when he has his first revelation at the burning bush, when he only says that maybe Jewish people will not believe in him, will not believe in God, will not trust him, and will not want to leave Egypt, he right away got hit by tzarat, but leprosy on his hand, to show that you're not allowed even to say such a thing about the Jewish people. And then Moses' sister, Miriam, when she was concerned and addressed her concerns out loud, it doesn't matter if she was right or wrong, about the way that Moshe conducts himself in his family, she also was hit by tzarat, by leprosy. By connecting those dots, our sages explains that the tzarat, the leprosy, is a punishment for the evil speech, or wrong speech, or whatever we call in Hebrew lashon hara. But it's not a regular leprosy, it's more of spiritual expression in a physical form, and it's a big difference between leprosy and one that Cohen identified that it's not just a physiological disease. But the question is, why we dedicate so much time and attention to this one problem of speech? We have much more gruesome transgressions in the Torah that deserve the capital punishments or spiritual capital punishments, like Yom Kippur, Hametz on Pesach, murder, God forbid, public desecration of Shabbat. But I think the reason for this is because speech, it's a tool. It's a tool that God gives us for us to become his partners in creation of the world. Because when he creates the world, it says that he created the world with 10 sayings. He was speaking the world, or as our sages in Kabbalah says, he continuously speaks out the world and recreates the world with his speech every single moment. The same thing he gives to us, human beings. This what separates us from the rest of the universe. We have a speech. And as Rabbi Nachman from Breslov says, that dibur hu ikar hanefesh, that the speech is the essence of our soul. This is how our soul is expressed. But I totally disagree with the statement when we say that with words you can either create something or destroy something. No, this is a tool of creation, and with words we create. But it depends how we speak, what we speak, what we are talking about. If we create the harmony, the peace, love, or we create a disaster and catastrophe. With wars throughout the generation, the catastrophes were coming to be, and unfortunately, even today, with the lies and propaganda and with words, we continue to create catastrophes. Our own history as a Jewish people was decided by the words, by the lies that the spies that went to gather the intelligent information in the future land of Israel, they came and lied about land of Israel, and for those lies, we were punished for 40 years in the desert, and created to ourselves the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av, the most gruesome and grievous day in our history, including the destruction of the 2 temples on the same day on 9th of Av. But Rabbi Nachman, that we mentioned already before, says brings a very important definition, one of his most famous sayings, when he says, if you think that you know how to destroy, you should know how to fix. You should believe that you are able to fix. Rabbi Israel Meir Kagan, that probably mostly known by the title of his book, Chafetz Chaim, the book of Jewish ethics and the purity of speech, He writes this book in the second half of the 19th century, right prior of the rebirth of the Jewish settlement in the land of Israel and the prosperity of the state of Israel. he kind of gives us a present how to fix, how to conquer our speech, how to use this tool in a proper way. And it's not coincidence that one of his most prominent students was Rav Kook, the founder of religious Zionists. So I hope we have all the tools, and we're not going to make the same mistakes with our speech, with this tool that God gave us to create this world, and we will follow the rules of the proper speech, and we'll recreate the world with the peace, prosperity, love, with coming of Mashiach. It's all in your tongue. Thank you very much. See you next week.